Welcome to another episode of Bussin with the Boys. We are your hosts, Compton, Theo, Lewan. Before we get rolling, we're going to assume now we are recording this on Tuesday. We're going to Austin on Wednesday. You are hearing this podcast on Thursday. Woo! We're going to assume that Austin went absolutely fucking electric, dude. This podcast is brought to you by the one, the only, the Chevy Silverado. Football season's officially over. Spring ball's here, though. And that doesn't change what we're going to stop rooting for. The player, the Silverado. The team, Chevy. Unstoppable grit and determination. According to J.D. Power, Chevy trucks have earned more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand. That's some serious hardware, boys. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more. Silverado, as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. For J.D. Power 2022 U.S. award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Do we want to? Are we?
This man's coming at us.
Yes.
This man, for whatever reason,
we listened to. So, for some context,
Theodore Roosevelt Vaughn.
Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt Vaughn. He has a podcast this past weekend. A phenomenal podcast, actually. I was a massive fan. I am. I guess was. We was still, still funny. I was listening. I was giggling. He has a podcast where the last couple episodes, he's had George Kittle on.
Last two episodes,
George Kittle and Caleb Presley. And he's thrown some weird shots at the boys. Some wild shots.
Meat shots, dude. Just punching us right in the groin.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. It seems like he has beef with me faking the whole Caleb Presley death when Caleb was on a ventilator. Theo and I were actually both. Theo went to that LSU game. I was supposed to go to it too and help open up or help announce with Barstool, the Barstool Sportsbook opening in Louisiana or LSU when they did that party. Theo continues to go. The good friend that I am, I hung back and went to the hospital and visited Caleb. So when I'm hearing about all this stuff with Caleb, and he's like, yo, Theo sent me this voice message of rip the ventilator out. Fucking don't be a pussy. Don't let him tie you down. Because Caleb was tied down and on a ventilator because he was about to fucking die.
Yeah.
But Theo sent him this funny message, and Theo on his podcast this past weekend, he was like, I think I was just listening to some David Goggins right before I sent you that voice message. So we're laughing about it. I'm like, yo, so where's Theo at? He's like, oh, he went down to LSU. I go, he went on, I forget what flight it was. I was like, yo, I was supposed to be on that flight too. I was like, oh, it's crazy. Which one of your boys is here right now and which one continue to go down to LSU? I was like, hey, we should send we should fake your death.
And it's not like Theo, Theo's from Louisiana, but he's definitely not from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Where's he from?
He's from one of those in the corner pieces of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Swamp people type vibes.
Yeah, it gets down.
He's not going to see family. He's going to have fun.
Right. Because I have a buddy, Houston Bates. Shout out to boy Houston Bates. You met him at the wedding, and he's
great guy,
notorious for sending me videos of him hunting at his camp.
Oh, cool.
This trailer that they have that they call their camp, and they just fucking ride four-wheelers around naked and shoot animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like Louisiana gets down a little different.
Louisiana's, There's the South and then there's Florida and Louisiana.
Yeah.
They're their own little entities.
But honestly, I think Theo has beef that I faked the death with Caleb. I knew it was going to hit good, obviously. Was that a little much and far? Absolutely. But anything for a nice little laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew Theo, Theo and I don't know each other that well.
And if you live in the world of giggles, all's fair.
Yeah. And I knew I knew it'd be believable because Theo's I'm delivering the news to him. I'm like, fuck, man, did you hear about Caleb? And he's like, what happened? I was like, he passed away. He goes, no, are you fucking with me? I said, I'm absolutely gutted. And then Caleb was saying in the clip, I sent a photo of Caleb doing this right away, but he was up in the air, so he didn't get the photo. He's like, are you fucking with me? And then obviously I'm like, yeah, did you get the photo? I can't remember what we said, but.
And all that being said, if Theo really is upset, which who knows if he really is, he gets on that flight when he could have went and saw Caleb, and the joke just played out longer because he didn't have Wi-Fi.
Funny joke.
It was a solid joke. I've heard that joke 7 times, and I've laughed every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then he.
But what else was he? What was he doing on Kittle's pod when he had Kittle on?
Kittle's pod. He's talking about. Kittle brought up me working out early, and he said, well, why are you going to do that if you're just going to get hurt every year? That was a body bag.
Yeah.
An absolute body bag.
He zipped you up.
And then says it again with Caleb, and then they brings up my teeth. Coming after my teeth.
Which is bold because he's got fake teeth.
You know he's got fake teeth with these things.
You know what I'm saying?
You drive a Mack truck through them gaps.
And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like his hair is artificial as well.
He got hair plugs.
Yeah, I think he did.
Just because he wanted them.
Yeah. Well, he is a rich boy now.
He's a very rich boy.
That rich shit.
Yeah.
On that rich shit.
Yeah. Which also shout out to Theo for going back to Louisiana. You think a guy like him, once he made it, probably would never go back to the state he came from.
Why you say that?
This seems like that type of guy.
He wouldn't go back.
Seems like that type of dude that
You trying to throw something.
once he's like made it, he's like, nah, I don't fuck with the same people anymore.
You like the way you're verbalizing this, I feel like you have him in like a headlock right now. Like,
and you know what? That's a point too. They actually talked about fighting us with guns.
Yeah.
Which if there were guns involved, they would for sure win.
But you knew Caleb, he's like, no chance. And Theo was like, really? You don't think we have a chance?
That'll be fun to fight. I feel like Caleb is, Caleb's a beast. He's a homie.
He's a beast.
Caleb's a beast. I love Caleb. I love Kittle. But unfortunately, they put themselves in that situation, right?
Yeah. Because Theo went at me. What did he call me? He said
he said you have CTE, EFG.
CTE, EFG. That shit was funny. Too.
Like if you're talking about
that shit ain't funny.
If you're talking about a real fist fight, we are gonna body bag both of them, no problem. No, there's not gonna be, and it's not gonna be close. Now,
but
if there's a verbal war, a verbal war is going on. Hey, listen, there's banter on this bus.
For sure.
There is.
There's some good banter.
But no brains. Caleb and Theo, the way their brains work, it's just on a different level. I don't know if it's a higher level. It might be a way sideways level.
Yeah.
But it's just a different level than the way our brains work.
Yeah, we ain't got a shot. I'll just do the whole thing. I'll laugh at all the jokes. I'll just take it, I'll take it to the apps.
Right.
Like I'll wait for myself to get in the room. I'll think about some stuff and I'll try to put some things together. But that's how I would.
Yeah.
That's how I would try to circle the den, bro.
Like Caleb was over at the house tonight. We were watching Jags versus Titans. We got a little banged up.
Mm.
And I had to sit there on the couch for 10 minutes of him making bits about me looking like a high school drug dealer in my 30s and just body bagged me for 7 minutes. And I'm just like, my eyes are barely open. I'm laughing, but I'm like in my head, like, how do I get out of this tunnel?
Yeah.
There's a giant wind tunnel. I look like Hasbullah in the little wind tunnel in Vegas.
Yeah.
Kind of scared. Also having a bit of a thrill. It seems like we're going down a path that the odds are stacked against us a little bit.
But that's how we want it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm fucking...
We've been gritty our whole entire life.
Yeah, bro. This past weekend, that whole fan base, like, let's get after it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking roll around.
Like, his fan base is much larger than ours, but our fan base, dude, are killers.
You seen the movie 300?
Yes. We just got to wedge ourselves in between a small gap and two mountains.
Yeah.
And have them come everywhere. And then we just got to fight off them coming.
How do you think it goes? Like, do we cross collab on the pods and fucking...
Not yet.
You want to get physical?
Well,
you want to get physical?
Yeah, I want to get physical, dude. I want to beat up a comedian.
I think it's tough because Caleb, like, we're in this beast club, we're in this little beast group and shit like that, and Caleb's my boy. But you see he's Don Kinging a little bit. You see he's instigating, throwing up some softball.
Absolutely is. That's a great reference.
He throws it in there. He puts it all together to get, he's like, seems like you have beef. Like maybe Will more specifically than Taylor, blah, blah. Theo says the stuff. He's like, yeah, man. I mean, that's
good guys.
He goes, yeah, they're good guys. I mean, that's between you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of washes his hands quick. Yeah.
He's instigating the situation.
You saw that going. You saw that coming. But
yeah, I don't know what's going to come with this.
If we got to get something going, if we go 2-on-2 rough and rowdy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stream something.
Pull a prank on him, like burn his house down or something. Like when he's not home.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What a fucking
do
prank!
Something
dude.
crazy. Like, slash his tires. Get his girl pregnant.
Yeah,
those types of things.
We'd show him
something that, yeah, and then make him believe it's his for 18 years. You know?
Yeah. I see there's
like that.
Red coming in your eyes right now. Like you're about to black out.
I'm just trying to think of things we can get him because there's no way we could both stand on mics. If Theo sat in this chair right now, it'd basically just be our boys in the back would just basically watch an absolute murder session.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they wouldn't respect us anymore.
Yeah. I think for the boys, like we'd have to swing no matter what. It sucks knowing that I was chuckling at some of the jokes, but we got to stand 10 toes down.
Yeah, because I don't think about me in that situation. I think about my family when they see that.
When they see what?
When they see what Theo said, and they know I got nothing for him.
Why? Wait, what is your family going to say about it? What
Maybe not respect me anymore. My 5-year-old might just fucking not want me to take her to school anymore.
Are you worried about?
Yeah.
Are you worried about Talon seeing the clip?
Talon stays body bagging me. But you gonna let this happen? What are you gonna say about this? I'm like, babe, I really don't fucking know what to say about this.
Yeah, but he came at you for something he already has too. Like it's teeth.
Yeah, it's
fake
teeth and injuries.
Yeah. The injury thing. What did he say in the Caleb one?
He said he's trying to stay injured just to get more contract money, which doesn't even make sense. I'm cut. I'm literally getting no more money.
I'm trying to get some fucking money.
No question. We're all trying to
Go
get
back
some
to the
money.
hospital. My knees don't work anymore.
No doubt. I do know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's really done anything real active in his life.
He went on Real World.
Yeah, and I watched him get in a lake one time in the real world. He looked like he was having a hard time getting over those rocks to get in the middle of that little river.
Was he back during the time, man? I used to watch the Real World Road Rules, and there were a couple cats. The athletic dudes. What is it? CT? Was
now,
CT one?
I do know that I've heard watching videos and stuff like that. I think he was on Bobby Lee's Tiger Belly, and Bobby Lee brought up Real World, and I think that's like a no touch thing for Theo. I don't think he likes that.
Yeah, I don't think he enjoys that.
And out of respect to the game, not trying to get personal, we should probably stay away from it. That being said, look at him.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming at visuals, you can open it up. That opens up the
like
gate.
his teeth look phenomenal in that right picture. That left one,
like he's right.
Like abandoned classroom.
Right.
I struggle everywhere.
I struggle seeing his little preemie joke that I feel like George forced.
Scroll back in there a little bit because I don't think that's just teeth, brother. I don't think that's just scoot over a little bit. That tan's a whole lot thicker.
Well, he could have just have a good tan on.
Eyebrows raised. You know what I mean? There's some Botox in that forehead.
Maybe a nose. Did he get some nose work done? You know what I mean? It's kind of pointed up, and the second one on now is kind of looking at us.
Yeah, maybe.
JP, you think nose work?
100%.
JP, what'd you say about Theo? Ice Age?
Yeah, Theo looks like the nut that the squirrel is just after the whole time. That's how I view Theo.
There's our best verbal abuser right there.
Boom.
Fucking
Got
JP
his
Hubby,
ass.
dude.
I can't wait till he comes on the bus.
You want any more of that, Theo? Man, I don't think he's going to come on. We've been trying to get him on the pod for a while.
Theo on for a long time, so.
FaceTime him. You have his number, right? Give that man a shout. It'd be tough if he doesn't answer.
That's an ignore.
Didn't let it ring all the way through.
Don't you think? We should Google how many rings he usually takes, but I think that's an ignore.
Yeah, that's a decline.
I think there's a line drawn in the sand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just depends, like, hey, how much fun do we want to have with this thing?
Like, they got a bigger army. They're probably better trained.
No. We can't give them that. They're better trained just verbally, like just quick-wittedness. You know what I mean? Their brain just operates on a different level.
I needed that. I was lacking confidence.
But that's not disrespecting our brains. We got some nice brains, bro.
We got
some beautiful fucking brains.
brains.
Yeah. It's just our shit. It works in, different, there's levels. You know what I'm saying?
Levels.
He's been in the game a long time.
They're just fighting a different war than we are.
Yeah.
And listen, Theo wants to do this. Then we got to sit down after this podcast, have a brain trust, and figure out where we're going to go from here.
Maybe we do, like, you can include verbal, you can include physical. Maybe we do our own real world road rules. Just four of us, just put us in a house, confession corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can talk shit. You can do all the same stuff.
Yeah. I would love to do that, actually.
Yeah, like maybe a week long real world road rules.
We can't leave the house.
Yeah, you can't leave the house.
Yeah. I like that.
I mean, I think that's solid. Legitimately. Yeah,
a real world 1 week in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not do that?
Around that?
Just
what would we call it? What would we call it? Because apparently real world road rules, those could be some triggers.
Yeah, that would be a trigger for him. This past weekend? This past bussin'?
That's why I made the short bus jokes on us right there.
Is that
this past bussin'?
Man, he did make a short bus. I mean,
it is short. It's not the standard.
It's a short bus.
It's not the standard bus.
I used to drive in one of these to school.
But man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying, JP?
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm ready for war.
There we go.
I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Yes, man. What would we call our the whole let's brainstorm right now. Let's throw stuff at the wall. No dumb ideas. That's
you're right. That was dumb. I'm sorry.
No dumb ideas. Like that's on me. I shouldn't even.
No, I saw the way you looked at me the first time.
I know, but I shouldn't even done that. Like that's just stopping creativity.
I'm gonna shell up for a little bit. Give me 3. Give me 3 minutes, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Huh?
Whoa.
Yeah, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I can speak to that. I can speak to what you're feeling, G. It's you're entering in a world of where it's verbal at the moment, and it's like you get shocked. It's in the shock phase right now. Like, fuck, we're about to go up against Theo Vaughn. Like, he's got the jokes.
And Caleb. Like, I feel like Caleb's getting away from this too much.
Don't worry about Caleb, dude. Like, Caleb's like...
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, now that we're wrapping
I don't like
our
how
brain
I'm being treated on this episode.
Yeah.
I don't like the last 5 minutes of this episode, the way I've been treated a little bit. And so I need to fucking...
I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
going to take 5 now. I said I was going to take 3. I didn't even take the 3. I'm going to take that whole 5.
You're like thinking you're about to get in this verbal octagon with a guy like Theo. It's a little intimidating, yes. But now that we're getting more and more removed, I hear JP's energy a little bit more. I'm like, what are we fucking doing? Like, let's mix it up. Let's throw it around. Let's see where we fucking land.
Theo mentioned Chat GPT or
Love
JPT.
Chat GPT, bro.
So I just went on there and I, God, my voice. I typed in what are good names for a TV show with 4 guys in a house for a week that are against each other. And if you want to just go ahead and start reading off some of these names.
Competition Cabin. That kind of catches my eye. Conflict Cottage.
Yeah.
Battle Bunkhouse.
Opponent
Rival
Oasis.
Retreat. I mean, these are actually kind of solid.
They really are. And shout out Chat GPT, dude. Chat GPT.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's an AI software that you basically type in anything.
Oh no, it's happening again.
Yeah.
It's like a new thing. Kids in like high school,
dude.
Kids in high school use it and they'll type in their prompts for like English papers and it'll write an entire paper in the span of like 20 seconds. But now they've countered it and they have other AI that can detect if you've used this AI. So if you're a high schooler out there thinking you're about to score A on an English, just do the hard work, kid. Grind it out.
Quarrel Quarters.
Oh shit.
Dispute Den.
Adversary. Hey, adversary abode.
We are falling apart.
Yeah.
Why are we scared?
I just can't. So that word I couldn't read. And once I stumbled.
Ma'am, I'm afraid to speak right now.
Why are you afraid to speak?
You know why. The way you've treated me.
No, I'm just trying to build our confidence. You know what I mean?
Well, you've done a great job of that, Will.
I'm
Done
trying
a phenomenal job.
to build our confidence. You know what I mean? When I was like, hey, we have beautiful brains. I'm trying to build that confidence. Like, yeah, but Caleb.
The only person in here that's giving me confidence is JP.
So
Actually,
JP
not even JP.
let
JP shit on me for the AI
No, I was trying to help you.
You know what? I'm spiraling. I was doing ad read, dude. Do an ad read.
Through the ads.
Time out. Are we in a good spot?
You and me?
Yeah, no, us, the bus, the team. Is the team in a good spot right now?
Sometimes there has to be conflict before cooperation, boys. And listen, there's never conflict when it comes to Duke Cannon. The boys at Duke Cannon are back on the bus and here to keep everyone looking good and smelling great. Everyone knows that the offseason is the best time to put in the hard work, and Duke Cannon makes hard-working grooming goods for hard-working dudes. From their thick body wash to their big-ass brick of soap and antiperspirant and deodorants, Duke Cannon has your back and your pits. I said it the other day. Am I pitting right now? A little pit, right? You got to zoom in on that? That's a little pit. But honestly, they're cool, calm, collected. I had that big-ass brick of soap, hit my early morning workout in. Rub that thing down and get the sleeve. If you get the big ass brick of soap, that's gonna make everything better. You got the big brick of soap, and it feels weird on your skin because that's how soap feels sometimes. You put that little sleeve on it makes it like a little some little scrunchies. Loofahs. Get a little loofah on there, scrub that up. You get sudsy, you're feeling a whole lot better. Make sure to lotion after. Use Bussin 10 at checkout on DukeCannon.com for 10% off, courtesy of the boys, or pick up your favorite product at your local Target retailer. I feel better. It was really based on how that ad read was going to go, how my brain was going to work through that ad read.
Yeah. I'm just making sure the team's solid.
Team's solid right now. It's just conflict before cooperation. And right now, people listening, we just got a lot of work to do. We got to get in the lab and really figure out how we're going to take down this opponent. We're about to play the New England Patriots when Tom Brady was on.
Yeah. We're the young squad coming in this arena.
And we're the 2015 Titans. Like we gotta put some fucking work in. We gotta upset it. You know what I'm saying? The line's big. So let's fucking get to work.
Yeah.
Thoughts? JP, what do you got?
What am I thinking on?
This war that we're going into. How do you think we should strategically go about it?
Yeah.
Should we,
Physical is the
should-
easiest move.
I don't know if we should. Yeah, physical's easy for us, but physical's such an animal brain move.
Yeah, we don't want to do
That's
that.
playing into.
Will is known to just go for an ankle lock immediately. So we got to protect everybody, at least in the beginning.
You're a damn good wrestler too.
Yeah. We know we're not worried about the physical aspect.
If it has
We
to get
can't
physical,
play-
we can do that.
We can't play into that mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think this fucking week long locked in a house is the move with a series of competitions.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, recreate real, road rules. Real world road rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Recreate
recreate that.
There is strength in numbers, too. We have a larger team than Theo and Caleb, wherever he stands.
We know where Caleb stands, man.
Right.
Right in the
He's
fucking
on his
middle.
knees for Theo.
Now, Theo's guy that he has working his computer, he could be a wild card. He's a weapon.
He's a weapon?
I will always give my props to him. I can't remember his name right now, but he's good.
What
That's what I'm saying.
gives you confidence in him? What has he done?
Not much. That's what gives me confidence in him. Whenever he barely speaks, and whenever he speaks, you're always like, wait, what?
Hang on now.
Really?
That's
Really?
You can pay respects going into this thing.
Yeah.
I'll take care of him. That'll be mine.
I'll take care of it. Don't even think about him.
Yeah.
I think that is the move. I think that'd be a good move. We'll see if Theo wants to get on board with doing something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough sell. Because from everything I've heard, he's not a big fan of that portion of his life.
Right, but I think if we're trying to juice this thing up and figure out ways to solve this problem,
Yeah.
Force him in the house.
we
Lock
could
him in.
Yeah.
Ain't no way he's getting out.
go and kidnap him or something.
We could kidnap him.
Yeah.
I think the thing I said before the South Carolina trip needs to happen.
Yeah.
However we go about that.
Agreed.
I think that's all I can
What
say.
city, what?
That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say right now.
Oh no, now I'm confused.
Oh, God.
This is why we got the bus
Oh, no.
comment.
yeah,
We got big, beautiful brains though, Will.
we do. We don't fucking sleep on our brains now.
Brother, we're going to handle this shit.
Because we got some tricks up the sleeve.
Do you now?
I've been downplaying like the first 15, 20 minutes, wipe that out of your brain. Just know I'm still good.
He's ready, folks.
What are we doing again?
Tricks up my
Whatever, dude. We don't need to make this whole podcast about Theo. We don't need to do that.
What do we talk about now then?
Caleb.
What are we going to do now?
Yeah, Caleb. Also, Caleb said no to you coming on Sunday Conversation.
Yeah, but
Don't protect him.
no, there's times where I can, I'm not like trying to protect him there, but I'm saying like, that's something where I don't feel like you try and invite yourself on. You either get it's like getting invited to the Willy Wonka fucking candy factory.
You
either
don't get
to go
invited to
take
that.
it or
You have to
don't.
find the gold.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Caleb, you can tell he's very much in his creative bag at all times. Like he's very selective about who he wants to approach and go after. If he feels there's a spot on Sunday Conversation for the boy one day, I'd be happy to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like we can't hold that against him to not.
Yeah. I think we'd all love to go on Sunday Conversation.
Oh, who would?
However, it's just about waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting and playing the game you got to play.
Right.
However, based on how this shakes out, this bridge might be burnt at the end.
Between
All of us. You and I
so?
might not make it through this. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my strategy.
I was gonna say what's going on right now.
You know, I got a big brain too. All right. Ignore the last 30 minutes of this podcast. I'm fucking in here working, dude. You don't fucking see what's going on up top. There is some stuff going on. I can't even explain.
Yeah, but it was more of the shock of seeing your boys Caleb and George just going on, and
Who you have a relationship with. Like, we're boys with both of them. We had Beast Club,
yeah.
a prestigious group.
But I saw the Caleb Theo relationship. You know, it's I knew
It's
that
beautiful.
was going to take off. They're a match made in heaven.
Why did you say had the Beast relationship? What happened?
Well, Beast, Caleb's boy
question.
Jeff, he lives in Dallas, right? Dallas?
Jeff Shoddy, dude,
Yeah, he's a fucking beast.
big beast.
we
Dude.
met him. He's the man.
Yeah,
Caleb doesn't believe in waking up before 9 a.m. every day. So Caleb, he said he'd do it for a week. It was a punishment for him because when we were in Tucson for the Arizona Bowl, he said he was going to drive back with us to Phoenix. And I was sick. And I was like, all right, we'll wait for Caleb. Caleb's a boy. We could have a good time, get a little banged up at the house. and like have some fucking vibes. Caleb bailed. So for the week, he came. He did a good job. Then he bailed. So Jeff's gone, Caleb's gone. Then it's just me and Will. My daughter's got to go to school. All right. And so I started doing earlier workouts in the last 3 weeks. This is the third week I've been doing it. So Beast Club is essentially dead.
So Beast Club for 4 guys.
4
Me,
dudes.
Taylor, Shoddy, Caleb. Caleb moved back to Florida.
Oh, that
He
happened
was
too.
Caleb and I work out probably around 9:30 or 10 every day. But then when Taylor was ready to roll, he wanted to start going at 8. I was good with going 8 because you go earlier.
And you want to get that part of your day done.
Caleb didn't want to do that, but I was going for probably a week straight. It was just me and Taylor of going at 8 in the morning. But then Caleb got back in the mix before he moved back down to Florida. His boy, Jeff, Shoddy, came into town and he wanted to be part of it. He wanted to get a lift in too because the boy likes to fucking jack.
You can tell he's fucking in it, dude.
He was a linebacker at North Carolina, stud.
Yeah.
And so when he was in town, all 4 of us would go work out at 8. Caleb was like, I will start working out at 8, but only for this week. But when we were all around each other every day, we just said we are the Beast Club. And then we made a group chat.
And it was Jeff, dude. Jeff came up with that name.
Yeah.
He would call everything Beast.
Yeah, just everything's Beast.
Yeah.
But that is...
You would do one exercise and it wouldn't even be that heavy of a weight and he'd go,
We
Beast.
had a Beast Club for a couple weeks or a few weeks.
It was probably less than a few weeks.
Yeah.
And less than a couple weeks. I think it was 1 week.
Yeah.
Because he was in town for like 5 days.
Yeah, and then Caleb moved back. Taylor works out at 5 now. So there's just... And Jeff doesn't live here. So they're just... That's why there's no more Beast Club.
It's dead, dude.
Taylor starts
Don't
like,
get it
he's like, my
twisted.
daughter's got to go to school. I don't even know if we talked about how Beast Club was even formed.
Caleb does not live here.
Yeah.
What a prestigious group, though, for a week, huh?
Yeah. But we're in our group chat talking about Beast stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And you want to know something too? Caleb going on Theo's show
Yeah.
is after he was on Theo's show because we had dinner the night before. He's like, I'm going to go on Theo's pod. And then afterwards, he's like, would you want to get a sauna session in at Boost? Like, I know it's late. You don't like to do later in the day, blah, blah, blah. He's like, or I can just come from Theo's pod and come over and hang with Rue and hang into my flight at like 6:30 or something like that.
Oh, what a friend.
And I was like, yeah, I'm down with that. But then he does the pod. And as you guys heard on this past weekend, they're talking about the two cold plunges he has. He was like, I'm going out to do cold. I'm going to hit the cold water. And Caleb never even came over. So then I see he went to Theo's after that to cold plunge even more. It's kind of like, it's a slap in the face, man. It's a slap in the face. And I hate finding out that way.
I think that's like the 3rd time he's done something to you like that. The
He's
first
let
was
me-
Arizona
he's let me
Bowl.
down a few
That one,
times.
I think there was one time too. He just like got up and left your house.
The Arizona Bowl, nah, nothing with the house. He was like kind of off the reservation multiple times when it came to like working out and us doing like the accountability buddy stuff. Because he would like go on his Sunday conversation trips and he'd come back. He's like, I need to get back into it. And him getting back into it was essentially just rolling out and doing some stretches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Man, the more we talk about Beast Club, the more you realize it really wasn't what we thought it was.
I know, man.
It was like a core moment in
But
my
that's
life.
us. That's us. You know what I mean? We come, you come from, and just same with Shoddy. Like you come from that mold of like the locker room, and you want the boys, you want the fucking chemistry of getting jacked.
Yeah.
And you want it to be what we thought it was, but now we know it never was.
I think if Jeff lived here,
Put
it'd
that
be a
on the
different
graphic.
story.
Put that on the graphic. Hey, can we get the graphic of the quote I said that one time?
What'd you say?
I think it was on the Brian Callen episode. No,
The wolf at the door is leisure, not struggle.
No is just an opportunity. Oh, I said something. I said, put that on the graphic. It sounds like we did.
Yeah.
What else
fuck.
is there to talk about? What were we ending on the other day on Tuesday?
We were talking about
And I said, no, save it.
Would you rather go to
Oh,
the past
yeah,
or go to
yeah,
the
yeah.
future?
Would you rather go back in time?
And then you said your superpower would be to manipulate time.
Yeah, it definitely would.
And then you had another one though, right?
Yeah, it was like going. If you were going to the past, would you want to go like before you were born, or go to a time when you were a certain age, but when you went back to that age, you
had to relive that.
you couldn't go back to, like Taylor couldn't go back to when he was 13. You'd like have to be 13.
You had to be
or-
13
I
and
thought we
go.
covered all
Or-
of that,
I-
though.
yeah,
There was a different
there was
one.
another
Yeah,
one
but
that
we
came
need
into
to
the
hit on that
fold.
one
It was
again.
I was talking about the superpower. I was talking about
Oh
getting
yeah, we're
up
talking
early.
about superpowers. Yeah.
But I do want to touch on the going back in time thing one more time.
You thought about it some more?
I have. Yeah, I did. I thought about it a little bit last night. And here's my question, because my original thought was, would you rather go back in time, and in my head, you could go right back to the present and then kind of manipulate back and forth, or go to the future and see what's going on and go back. And so, but you jumped in a couple of things and you said, once you go back in time to a certain age, you can't go back. Now, in your hypothetical, can you go past you before you were born and then go back to the present? Because there's nothing to live.
Mine was, I want to say somebody in the back threw in that wrinkle. Like, can you go back even beyond? Because then that's when we started talking about, if somebody beat you in the sperm count, you end up on your mom's back. Yeah. My hypothetical would be, it's from birth, like in your life. What state of being only you could go back to in your own body?
What would I go?
You know what I mean?
You're asking a different question than just the hypothetical. Would you rather go in the future or go in the past?
Past. I'm talking past yourself, past self.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the past self or anywhere to your future self.
And you have to, so once you go to your future self, you have to keep living?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, it totally makes sense.
My wrinkle was, would you rather travel back in time or would you rather...
Shit, Mitch. This is why people tune into this podcast.
Would you rather go back in time or jump forward to the future? I feel like the consensus there is travel back in time because you can basically figure everything out. My wrinkle that I threw in was like, hey, once you travel back in time, you have to stay there and relive it just to balance the fucking jump to the future. That was my whole... That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to make like another one or make it more confusing.
So you can jump to the future and jump right back, though?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Then you almost would want to live in the
Sounds
future.
like a classic hot tub time machine.
Yeah.
Going forward and going back in time to create Lugal instead of Google.
But did they stay there in the hot tub time machine? I don't think they did. They came back to their present self.
Yeah, because they put the...
Lou stayed.
Yeah, Luce did
That's why I
stay.
got
He
Lou.
stayed back, and that's how you got Lugal.
Yeah, and Motley Lou, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Motley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motley Lou. So
I'd go back. I'd go back in time.
But
and
now you got to
relive
relive everything.
I don't care. I would love that.
Good question.
Hey, you
Mitch
heard,
asked what
you
age.
heard Will talk about his
8th grade.
his dad pumping him up for sports when we recorded the intro the other day. He's reliving that.
And when we talk about favorite grades, I'd have to look back at my tier talk, but I want to say
4th grade.
8th grade was a year for your boy.
Would you go back to Nebraska?
Yeah, 100%.
No, brother.
Yeah, I
You not
would.
go back to
You've been to
Nebraska.
Barry's?
Here's what would happen. If you go back in time with the same brain you have now, obviously you still love Nebraska, but you're going to go about your business in a much different way. Imagine having all the football experience you've had, going back in time and basically getting to redo it, knowing everything. You're gonna be, you're gonna be the number one kid in the country.
You still got to make your same choices. Like you would have to still go by the same stuff.
No, that makes no sense. Then you're just going back and you're basically watching your movie of your life. The whole point of going back is like redoing it.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of shit that I would redo. Like I would just love to
Brother,
go back and
there's a
fucking
lot
live
of
that
shit
life
to
again
redo.
with the boys.
There's a lot of shit. You'd hang with the boys and stuff like that, but you'd also know that type of situation. Like being in 8th grade. 8th grade was my least favorite year of school. I would go back and I would own that shit and figure out a new way to like make it way better. Then I'd go to high school already in shape, not being a little fat tubby kid, and ripping, crushing it. Probably being all state my freshman year.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still try hard as fuck. Like I don't feel like you can rewrite your ceiling. What are you upset about? I don't know what's going on. You're like pissed off.
I just feel like you've made nothing by what you're saying. I don't want to go in the back in time anymore. I'll just go to the future.
What you're
I'll just
saying?
go in the future and I'll come back.
Like what Taylor and I are saying, like you go back to like do things differently. Whereas what you're saying is you want to go back just to relive it again.
I would do both. Like I would do things differently and relive it. Like I thought my fucking 8th grade years and shit. I thought that stuff ripped, bro. Get more hoes. You know what I mean?
But you couldn't, based on what you said. You said you can't change anything.
No, I
you
didn't,
wouldn't get more
I didn't
hoes.
say you can't change anything. I'm saying that's subjective. Like you travel back to an age and you get to be that person throughout now, but in the same brain you have right now.
Yeah. That's what we were saying. And then you threw the little nugget in. Mitch, am I acting crazy right now, or is what's going on?
Maybe it was just misinterpreted,
The
but
fuck is
there's
happening
not.
on this podcast?
I thought you said that you wanted to just go back to 8th grade and just live exactly how you did it?
No. Because he's like, I think you're. What did you say? Like you could be.
You could like
I basically
What are you
said,
saying?
like, essentially, you could be like the number one kid in high school football.
go back to 8th
Yeah,
grade.
but I don't think that happened because I still tried to fucking do that. Like trying. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
but the
saying?
brain you have now and all the, like, you know how to work better than you did back then.
Right. So yeah, it would
And
be better,
You'd
but
be
I'm
more instinctual.
but-
You'd be a better football player.
But what I'm saying is like I would still go to Nebraska. I would still.
I think that's
do
what
a-
really threw him off. I think that's what really, once I said you wouldn't go to Nebraska, your hardware got rewired.
Yeah, I think no matter what, you get to choose whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want.
I'm back on past.
Yeah.
I'm back on the past.
Yeah.
You got lost a little bit, but now we're back.
Now we're back. I just got really confused when he's like, you just gotta, essentially, he's like, you basically gotta watch the movie of your life and just enjoy it.
No,
And I'm
no.
like, I'll just go to the future and come back then.
No. I mean, yeah, I'd go back to 8th grade and I'd fucking be in 8th grade and I would fucking get hosed. Dude.
Get hosed?
Yeah.
Who's the one you're thinking about?
There's no one that I'm thinking about.
There wasn't one that you were like, damn, she's an absolute smoke show. Now, mind
Maybe
you,
from another
Hey,
school.
but
You know
think
what I
about
mean? Like
this,
maybe
though.
somewhere in the county. Maybe I get outside the county a little bit.
bro, think about this though. You're 33?
It's more.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
go ahead.
33.
Yep.
You go back to 8th grade with your 33-year-old brain, and now you're with 13-year-old girls. You're going to look at these 13-year-old girls like, bro, y'all are so young. And you're
Man,
not
why you
going to
gotta
do
make
nothing.
it weird,
I'm not-
man?
I'm
Why
just- bro,
gotta
what do you mean
fucking
make it new?
Weird.
Don't fucking do that. I'm just saying.
Okay,
we're,
hang on,
we're
hang on,
playing the
hang on.
entire game of going back
All
in the
right,
past.
Sorry for doing that. Let me reiterate what you said. So I'm taking my 33-year-old body, an adult brain, and I'm going back and seeing 13-year-olds. And I'm assuming that like, oh, you guys are really young because I have an adult brain now. So it seems a little pedophilia-ish.
Yeah, but we're not. But you're not. You're 13. But also, you still have your brain you have right now. So you're still 13. You're still barely getting pubic hair.
Yeah.
However, your 33-year-old brain, would you be really trying to get hoes, or would you see the moms and try to get the moms?
Probably both. You know what I mean? Like, if you got, it just depends on the game. You know what I mean? But I think you're having a hell of a time just reliving life. Yeah, because everybody's like, man, everybody thinks, man, if I could go back with the knowledge that I have now, like things that they would redo, things that they would rewrite, go about differently. You get to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking rad. Going back in the past is the move.
Do you think going back in the past with the brain you have now, you think you would make decisions that you would be proud of? Like, do you think you would make better decisions, or would you make a decision and later in life still be like, fuck?
I think the inevitable of like making a decision and being like fuck when you're older. I would obviously make better decisions, but I would also make some probably worse decisions, knowing
Yeah.
in my head, like, because everything's so amplified. When you're a teenager, you can literally just see with blinders on. You don't see the big picture. You have your dream or whatever you want to accomplish.
Right.
But really, like those teenage years, just from a developmental standpoint, you really can't see past the week. And so I would be able to look past the week and be like, yeah, I could definitely do this and I'm going to be fine. Like the risk to reward ratio that I would play in my head that seems so much bigger in the risk category, being 31, I'd be like, this shit's not going to matter if I do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Yeah. Like zooming out and just saying the same. Yeah.
You'd be able to zoom out. And like, you remember high school, like you really like, you think I got to get through these weeks. I got to do these practices. I got to work out. I got to make sure I get the homework done. And then when you get around Wednesday, it's like looking forward to the weekend. How are we going to get Anthony Stevens' brother to go buy us beer? How are we going to find beer this week?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Man, what things would I do?
that's a fun thought, dude. It's a fun thought to go back and be like, man,
Would you guys do anything drastically different?
I think I'd go to the future.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Seems safer that way. That way.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad point.
I'm just too curious.
Yeah. And if I went back to when I was 13, I would live those 18 years. And once I got back to 31, I'd be like, fuck, now I really don't know what's going to happen. But you can go forward and then come back. Oh, I didn't like that. I'm going to change some shit up.
We're just
But-
in a Lincoln
There's an argument for
commercial
both.
with Matthew McConaughey right
Welcome.
now.
Welcome to the side.
What would you
Yeah.
say?
We're just in a Lincoln car commercial with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Times you got to go back.
Yeah, because when you get to this present moment, it's not like the world has fast forwarded on you. Like we're still here. Like there
Yeah.
ain't nothing. Like me, I would love to go back because I know when I get banged up and I reminisce and I think about the nostalgia, like I'm like, man, you don't get these moments back, bro. You don't get all them fucking, when you're with the boys in different parts of your life. And then when they're gone and now you like look back, you're like, man, I wish this group was kind of still together. And you didn't know that last time you hung out was probably going to be the last, probably can count on one or two hands, the last time you'll ever see them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't know it at that point. But then when you go back and you're in those moments, you can fucking, you're up there giving a hell of a speech trying to get the boys right. And maybe you tell a couple of your best friends like, hey, I know what goes down, bro.
And one of them will believe you.
Yeah, one of them will believe you. And all you gotta do is something light, something minuscule, like a couple bets or like,
Watch
and you're
this.
not actually betting. Yeah, like, hey, watch this, bro.
Oh, hot tub time machine.
Like so and so's gonna get caught up right here. Just watch something in the high school bubble, something in the national news. Like you call it a couple things and you're just like, I'm telling you, bro, like join me. Join me.
We'll start a cult.
I'm about to kiss you.
You starting a cult.
Fucking cool. But like that's why I want to go back because I'm always like, man, I would love to go
It'd be
back
so
to certain
sad
moments
though
with
when
the
you got
boys,
to that
man.
point and you're like, because you're not going to remember every single thing. You can remember the last time you hung out, but like while you're hanging out with your boys, you're thinking, is this the last time? No, this happened. I remember actually this happening. And then you get to that last time, and when it finally clicks, this is the last time, and you're going to be so sad.
Sad,
as
bro.
Thank you, Mitch.
You can make the effort to go back and like make sure it's not the last
For sure.
time, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think there would be a little bit more urgency about stuff.
Yeah.
But you'd also have to keep perspective on like not trying to force something. You know what I mean? There'd be a balance. But I'd like, that's why I'd want to go back.
It's
Big
definitely
nostalgia guy.
It's definitely way more complicated to go back than it is to go forward.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
There's definitely a level of like chess.
Because you don't want to
gotta
fuck
play.
something up. It's not like I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So you don't want to end up like where you go down a different path. You know what I mean?
Again, hot tub time machine. They bet on the football game because they thought they knew what happened. And a squirrel came out of nowhere and ruined the game. And then they found themselves in the bathroom.
About to
In a
get
not
head.
About to
good
suck some dick.
situation. Could be you.
The only thing,
I can see
you
Will in
guys
that
want to know,
situation.
you guys want to know the truth about what I dread about going back?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Them GPP workouts at Nebraska.
All roads lead back to Nebraska.
School too, but we can figure that out.
You figure that out.
Yeah.
My shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have that hard of a time at school. I mean, I did terrible.
Say 1-7.
I did so terrible and it still worked out. Like I know, like if I went back, I'd be like, yo, I could just do bad.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to
It'd
be
be all right.
wouldn't you want to be more intentional? Because you like
I
think
would definitely
back,
be more intentional.
you think back at times you're like, oh man, I wish like you develop more in certain areas. So it's like if I would have took that a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many things do you change about your past where your future now is not the same?
I
Like the
think
butterfly
just,
effect.
I think just attachment.
What do you mean?
Chicks.
Yo, that is like the number one thing
No,
that
but I'm
goes.
saying, like, when
That's
you-
the number one thing that goes through dudes' heads when they like want to go back to like, yo, I would fuck so hard.
It's so many. Probably wouldn't because you see your boy would be saving up his little bank account just to get new teeth as early as possible. You know what I mean?
Bro, you go back in time and be like Austin Powers dude, when he looks in the mirror and be like, ah, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Got these again?
Yeah. But like, you know how you're in the small town world, like everything is like that One Tree Hill, Smallville life. Shout out them shows. They're fucking awesome. But you're trying to give it the pretty girl in that town or whatever. You never think outside of like the county or the town.
So you go
You're really
outside.
attached. I'm just saying I would have the perspective of knowing like things are going to work out.
Right.
So that way you could,
I would.
get in your bag.
I'd probably stick to my town for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
I had some unfinished business back then.
yeah.
Man, what a fucking weird deal.
Yeah, but
What would you-
that's a conversation that is had, bro.
Yeah, all the time. That's a locker room conversation.
Yeah, that's a locker room conversation.
What about JP? Would you go back or forward?
I'm going back for sure.
Yeah?
A lot of the same reasons as Will. I'd shout out to my parents. I had a great childhood.
Must be
And
nice.
knowing what I know now, it would be even better. And I would kill to go back to mainly just like the summertime when you're in like elementary school hanging out at the pool all day. That's what I want to go back
That's
for.
a fair point too, because yeah, that's a very fair point. That's a good point.
Going back.
What's one thing? Do you have a thing in mind that you would change?
The thing I would change. I don't know. Like the thing that sticks out in my head the most is working a job my senior year because it stressed me out so much because I was working and playing football and playing travel soccer, and I was just like miserable for 6 months. Like I probably wouldn't go work that job.
Yeah, fuck that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Dude,
hard to get
the
us some of
steakhouse.
them job lives, dude. Fuck.
Never working at a restaurant again.
Boy can sling some stuff at movie gallery now.
Worked at a sushi place for 2 weeks. I quit.
California roll specialist.
Yeah, I was a busboy.
Same.
I didn't even go in to get my first.
California
I
roll.
literally didn't I didn't quit. I just stopped showing up. I never picked up my first check. I was,
It was never about the money for you.
yeah, there's a sushi place in Scottsdale, Arizona that owes me about $136. I'm gonna get that.
Jack, is there anything you go back, or would you go back? Or are you jumping forward?
I was back, but then Gary made a good point. Once you
Yeah.
go back once, it's like that's it. You like one, you can't go. You're not gonna go back multiple times. I mean, I guess you could, but you're just. I feel like then you're just reliving almost like the same like first general years. If you're going forward, especially for me, like being diabetic, I'm going and finding that cure and coming back and having a normal health life now. So I know that's kind of like a weird spinoff, but he really put that in perspective. for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. But
Not
you
even just
say
for
that.
me.
But you say it, and I know, like, and not to even make it more weird, but once he said parents, there's something like I would drastically be intentional about. Like after my mom's knee surgery, like you're like the blood, the stuff that keeps everything flowing correctly, so you don't get clots and shit like that. You're able to see that now and hope maybe change it. But then that's like some butterfly effect type shit.
Yeah.
But the
Definitely.
only positive is
That's
that
some Final Destination type
yeah,
shit.
yeah. But the only positive of that is that it was like a year and a half ago, or it wasn't like forever ago, to where I feel like not a whole lot would.
But there's also the issue if you go, like, let's say, like, I try and go 50 years in the future, and you go, and it's just black everywhere.
Yeah, bro, that would be scary.
Yeah, I mean, like the world ended, like of some catastrophic
What's that? What's
event.
that? Like superheroish TV show where they all like live in this mansion. It's on Netflix. They see the
Umbrella
fut-
Academy.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy, where they see the future and it's like
Great
fucking
show.
gone, and they're trying to like get everybody together to figure it out.
Yeah, it takes a smart mind to follow that show. But anyways, Mitch is back here going. Mitch goes, that was way too hard to follow of a show.
You got a big head, dude. You should be able to keep up with that.
Yeah. You do got a noggin.
Because I got a big head doesn't mean it's working.
That's a good point. Hey, you made the point.
Yeah.
Because I got a big head doesn't mean it.
Well, we can't be turning on each other right now. We need to be stronger than ever.
Oh, you think?
He's already got us. He's already got us.
He said us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in this with you. Should we hit an ad?
Well, I want to hear what Mitch would do.
We'll get back to it as right after this ad, because then we hit the ad and we're good to go.
Hey, don't say it like that, dude.
Farmer's dog. Holy shit, bro. Dogs? Yeah,
Hey, did you
is that
say-
what that says? For Will to read. Yeah. I have a testimonial with Farmer's dog. Waffle.
I literally thought it was because I don't read good. They'd be like, hey, make sure the one on the right.
Hey, can I get Farmer's dog's number? Dogs will eat anything: shoes, toilet paper, garbage, and even kibble. But just because they eat it doesn't mean it's healthy food. Here's an idea. What if dogs ate real food? Feed your dog the Farmer's dog. It's fresh, real, healthy food with whole meat and veggies gently cooked in human-grade kitchens to preserve their nutritional value. Just tell them about your dog. They'll deliver personalized, vet-developed recipes for as little as $2 a day. Meals arrive in pre-portioned, ready-to-serve packs, conveniently delivered on your schedule. Dog people all across the country have ordered millions of meals from Farmer's Dog, including myself. It's never been easier to invest in your dog's health with fresh food. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/bussin. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/bussin to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/bussin. Waffle has been on Farmer's Dog. You guys remember how fat Waffle was back in the day? I'm talking,
I missed that.
yeah, I'm talking she was patchy, like had the dry skin, losing fur and shit. She fucking had so many issues. She's a bulldog. Bulldogs have issues to begin with. But she was, I think she was 66 pounds, and she's not a big-headed bulldog. She's not like a big fucking lug of a bulldog. Talking a nice little female bulldog. She's 44 pounds now. We got her on Farmer's Dog. And you'll pick whether you want to maintain, lose a little bit, whatever. The vet's telling us like, hey, she's got to lose weight. And me, I'm thinking like, it's a fucking bulldog. Who gives a shit? But she was getting all the patchy skin, and we had to like, she was on Benadryl and shit like that. So we got Farmer's Dog, and this was when did I move out of that place? 2020? This is in like 2020 when we started her on Farmer's Dog. Bro, 66 pounds. She's now, we just weighed her yesterday. She is 44 pounds, bro. Looking slender, can run for fucking days. None of the
Can run for
patchiness.
fucking days.
Her fur, her fucking skin, dog skin, whatever. Yeah, coat. There it is. Her coat, all that stuff, bro.
Big Brain Podcast.
I'm telling you, the Farmer's Dog. That shit is legit. And then you get 50% off. You get 50% off. I'm glad. One, I don't know it took so long, but I'm glad I have a testimonial with the Farmer's Dog because I believe in the product.
I'm going to have to get Jake on that because I want to get him fat.
You want to get him fat?
Yeah, I think a fat lab is hilarious.
Just an overloaded.
I want him to be like barely moving. He's definitely thicker. Like when I feed him and the other dog, I'll give the one dog one scoop.
Yeah.
Keep her nice and fit.
Yeah.
But Jake, I double him up and he eats it all every single time.
Jake's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Jake's a good boy.
He's a good boy. Maybe get him on Farmer's Dog. Tell him I want to gain.
You're eating like fucking human beings, bro. They do come in those packages. You choose beef, chicken, pork, turkey.
For real.
Yeah. It's easy too. You thaw it out,
get
cut
on
it
that.
up, drop half in the morning, half in the evening. Good to go.
Boom. I love that. Mitch, forward or backward? Where would you go?
Probably go to the past.
Easy.
Yeah.
For all the reasons we've talked about.
Yeah. I think overall, I think I would want to go to the past, but like before I was born.
But then there's the sperm thing we talked about last podcast.
But like go back.
What are you trying to see before you were born?
I want to like just some of the stories. Some of the stories my dad tells when he was a kid, I would just like want to be friends with him and just do that shit with him.
Dude, if I went back.
You look up to your dad, huh?
Yeah. He like the story, like he grew up in Philly.
But you're in a sack. I thought we would established that. You can't go back.
Yeah, that's what throws us because that's what Will did.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He wants to go back, so I want to hear the reasoning.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to hear the reasoning of why he wants to go back.
Like the stories he tells of him, like
I'm trying to get in the disciples, man.
He drove a truck down like the art museum steps, like he would like rip around a dirt bike through the city of Philly, and then like just go to the back of the house while the cops like ran by. Just some of the shit he did with his friends just sounds so cool, and I would just love to be a part of it and like just be along with it for the ride.
Hey, that's cool.
Flip that for your old man, dude. He'll love to hear that.
He'll love that. He will love that. Would you fight your dad? Like you now, and then your dad. Would you fight your dad? Because I'd go back. I'd beat Dave's ass. He and I would go toes.
At his age right now, who's winning?
Like if me at 24 and him at 50 some?
No, him at 24 and you at 24.
Oh, me. My dad was small. I would.
You got the big head from your mom?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But
All
no,
right.
like
My
dad always says how like scrawny he was as a kid, but
he was just like doing bad shit, but fun bad shit.
he wasn't like a bad kid. He was just ripping
He told
around.
one story and he was running from the cops.
Dirt bikes in the middle of Philly.
Yeah, on dirt bikes in the middle of Philly.
I mean, he like, I don't know. I would definitely kick his ass now.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
24, both of you 24?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Are you beating Bill?
I don't know.
Because
I got too much
Bill was like
respect for the old man to
bodybuilder.
say that, bro.
My dad-
I'd whoop his ass now, like I'd roll him down a hill now. But back then, no, I wouldn't go that far.
My dad
to
was
say
like
I'd
riding
beat
dirt
Bill.
bikes and stuff, so his like forearms and like upper body is like endurance. But like, I think overall, I got more on him.
Forearms for riding dirt bikes.
Dude, there's a photo of my dad when he was at Minnesota. He was fucking rocked up. I think my dad would have beat my ass.
When I think
But my
the
dad
age
was
thing
like
plays
18, 19 then.
Yeah, see, I don't know if my dad would get me as teenagers. I think when he's an adult, I think I wouldn't go as far as say I'd get my old man. Because I was also the little kid, like, oh, my dad would take your dad. You know what I mean? Like, tip of the cap to the old man.
Yeah.
My dad would drop me.
Even to this day, huh?
Right now.
Oh,
Dude,
so
my dad-
JP Hovey has no friends. Dude, that's the funniest story you've told me.
Dude, he goes to the gym, and I swear he legit shows up, talks to a couple people, knocks out 225 on the bench a couple times, and then just goes and hangs out some more. And he just stays. He's like 66 years old now, 65. Goes upstairs, 225. Still got it. Let's go talk. Dude is strong.
Really?
Yeah.
That is kind of that's dope. I think
JP's
when I
dad for being able to whoop JP.
yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
to this
think-
day,
my time is
a
coming.
feat.
I think 18-year-old Dave versus 18-year-old Taylor. 18-year-old Dave's winning. Just from what I've seen.
I have no
I've
clue
seen
what your
one
dad,
photo.
I know what your dad
I mean, you
looks
see
like
him
now.
now.
He's a good looking
He's
cat.
kinda-
yeah, silver
he's rocked
fox.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slays too. He does, man. I was talking to him one day. I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm going out to Dallas to meet a girl." I was like, "Oh, cool." And he goes, just without unsolicited text, "She's your age." I go, "Oh, okay, Dave."
A sugar daddy.
He's out there working.
Out there being a sugar daddy.
He's out there
man.
working.
Like, hey, I'll put you on
Dave's in
payroll.
them damn streets slaying. He's gonna hate that. Make sure you keep it in though. Expose
Put
him.
my name out there.
Shows up to
Dave,
my
you think
house.
that- yeah.
We're gonna find out now. Jack, what about you? You think you would have beat up your dad?
I think at 18 he might have me because I was pretty skinny then. At 28, I'm rocking his shit. I mean, he was married at that point. And he sees me in the gym. I also have like 4 inches on my dad, so like I'm a lot taller. The reach is there. If you hear this, Dad, if you want to catch these hands, dog,
Catch his hands, dog.
wrecked.
Dog, there
But I'll give him his flowers. At 18, I think he'd piece me up. He was an athletic dude then.
Then that's got to be tougher. He's gonna hear that. He's like, "Man, damn, I still got it
there was
though."
one time we were fucking clowning around in the bedroom. We were hang on. Me and my boys were clowning around in the bedroom. We were playing fucking Grand Theft Auto. We had all the cheat codes in. We got the jetpack on. We're all hyped up, but it's late at night. My dad comes in, hey, keep it down. And he leaves the room. Yeah. He leaves the room, but we have the giggles. Like it's at the time of night, we have the fucking giggles.
The best.
Yeah, and you couldn't hear, like you could hear everything in the house. Doesn't matter what room you're in, and we're still having a good time. He's like, "Hey, I thought I told you to fucking keep it down." I'm like, "All right, Dad. Like, we're just all right." But I have a little smirk on my face because we have the giggles. We're all quiet. The game's paused one time. The game's not paused another time, and you just hear stuff happening. And you're like, "All right. I'll keep it down." And I'm a junior in high school.
Like middle school.
No, bro. I'm a junior. Yeah, I'm a junior in high school. Third time he comes in, he's like, I thought I told you to fucking keep it down. He's like, I was like, guys, hey, we got to keep it down. Oh, he walks in the room. Dude, he walks in the room. He walks in the room and he stands in front of me like this. He's like, I told you to fucking keep it down. And my boy is up against the wall behind my dad, just like sitting there. Tears coming down his face from laughing. It was Logan. Tears coming down his face from laughing, and he's trying to hold in his laughter because he realized how serious the moment is. And my dad's like, "Hey, come outside with me."
No.
Dude, I get up, and as I'm like getting up, you know how you're kind of like trying to stay a little front on him because you don't want to like turn your back to him. He fucking like shoves me toward the door, and we get like out in the room. And the dude like stands over me, and I got like this fucking stance. I got like this stance like this, and I'm leaning back, and he's like in my face. And he's like, "You ever feel like you want a shot at the title? Just let me know."
That is.
I'm not
fucking-
joking. Like I just got chills thinking about it. He's like, "You ever want a shot at the fucking title? You just let me know." And I was like, "Dad, all right, like we're just playing games, bro." Like.
You say, bro?
No. You know,
You say, bro, like that
I
to
was
your
like,
dad?
but my lip was
Yes,
coming. I was
sir.
like, all right, yes, sir, Dad. Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
got you.
You scared as fuck.
Scared, bro.
The fucking hairs in the back of your neck standing up.
yeah. But
You ever
it was a
want to
little
shot at the
dicey.
title?
It was a little dicey in that moment.
Hey, that's a hell of a story. That is a hell of a
Scary.
story.
Oh fuck.
Man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's a tier 1 now. He watches all this stuff.
Bro, when your dad would get mad at you when you were like young like that, it is the scariest thing of all
Scariest.
time. Like my dad like slapped me across the face 3 times before I even knew what happened.
Damn.
And like put me up against the wall for just, and even it's like the smallest things too, but like when he wants to show you like if you want the title, you got to come get it.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
He can do it like no problem.
I remember I was like 7 or 8 years old, and my brother and I did something bad while he was away, like on business or something. And my brother and I are watching TV in our parents' bedroom. My dad walks in, calm. And he's like, "You guys are getting spanked. Who wants to go first?" I was so fucking scared for my life. I like pushed Bryce. I go, "You go. You go." Bryce gets spanked. He starts crying. His cries made me feel even more scared. So I ran. Bro, I ran. I swear to God, for an hour and a half. Ran and hid. And Dave would just walk and follow me like Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th, bro. I would run. I ran down the stairs. I would get in like the living room. I'd push the couch over and hide in the corner. And then I just hear him walking. Bro, the anxiety.
Yeah, bro.
And then all of a sudden I would see his head, notice where I'm at, and I would be up somewhere else. Where else am I going to go hide? And just get a good sprint. He did not even catch a jog. By the time I got caught, my brother was back watching TV like nothing ever happened. And I caught those hands. I caught those spankings. I caught a couple extra.
Yeah, bro.
scary.
It's dicey growing up back in the day.
Bro,
Deal
your
with your
parents-
dad, dude?
Yeah, when your parents get mad at you, damn.
Or when your mom's like, go tell your dad. And you're like, God, no, please, no. No, you tell him.
You tell him.
Will you come with me? No, you
Man.
go tell him. Fuck.
Bro, I would get in trouble with my mom when my dad was away. My mom would call the police.
Dude, what now? What are you doing to
I'd
get
be
the
like
police
screaming
called?
at her, like angry, like having a temper tantrum, and she would literally call the police.
At
The
how
police-
old?
Like 7 or 8.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you're like in high school looking at the stats you're on, who knows what you're saying? Like, hey, get,
No, I'm a child. She would call the police, and the police would come to the house and have to talk to me.
wow.
Just scare me.
Yeah, hey, just scare him real quick. Put him in
Bro,
cuffs.
I was scared. I was
Put
scared
him on the
straight
hood of
before
the car. Yeah, put him on the hood of the car.
Man. Yeah, dude, that getting in trouble with your parents sucked.
Do we need to do tier talk? All right, we are back. Tier talk this week. Top media personalities. If you see them on TV, that is a personality in the sports world. Back at the bus, JP. I don't know how many of you guys are going. Kick that thing off.
Back of the bus. Tier 3 is
No honorable mentions?
no honorable mentions. I'm confident in this list. Tier number 3 is one of the most underrated sportscasters. He also covers news, and he's covered the hardest of hitting news. We're going with Realistic Fish from Bikini Bottom. You've seen him, and you remember him. He's an icon. Tier 2 goes to my girl. Hey, Adams, if you're watching this, I think you're the greatest. I love your story. I'd love to go out to dinner with you one time when you come to Nashville. You are my second favorite sportscaster of all time. And I know you're asking yourself, why aren't you number one? You're not number one because number one is Stuart Scott, my favorite sportscaster of all time. And his book, I don't know if you guys have ever read it, but his autobiography is like one of the best books ever. So Stuart Scott is my tier 1.
Is Stuart Scott the one with one eye?
Yeah.
The glass eye?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I thought it was current.
All right, one word.
I don't know why. That's-
What
I
Will's
thought
word?
Real or
Confused.
fake? You know what I mean? Like real or fake, dead or alive. Then it was just opened up to the entire spectrum.
Apologize for my creativity.
My word, variety.
Diverse.
Guys. Oh yeah, I guess you guys did it with him. My list is all right. I have an honorable mention. My list is all current sports media personalities out there doing it right now.
You got to say that.
But it is. That's what it is.
Okay.
My honorable mention. There's this guy. There's this bald guy. He runs a 40 once a year, and I think he used to have a show on NFL Network. I see it now. It's out on Twitter every now and then. I see his show a lot on Twitter. I don't really see it on TV anymore. But my honorable mention goes to that bald guy that runs a 40 once a year. My tier 3 is going to go to Colin Cowherd. I think Colin Cowherd's a beast. Anytime I'm actually trying to watch like people talk about sports and everything else and give objective opinions, I think my go-to guy is Colin Cowherd. And the dude's got like his brain, the way he operates and does all of his analogies, I fuck with it heavy. And he runs that show by himself. I think he's a stud. My tier 2, the boy Pat McAfee. I think the way he does it, the way he's done it, that is the North Star in the world that we are in. Pat McAfee, he's a trailblazer from athlete to media personality. The way he's been able to create the Pat McAfee show with all of his boys. Shout out to all the boys over there, including AJ Hawk. My tier 2 is Pat McAfee. My tier 1, and my tier 1 is just, I love chaos. He's the most memeable. He's got the most video clips. He's got the most comebacks. His word usage, the motherfucker is a dictionary, and he's been doing it year in and year out, day in and day out for, I want to say decades. But Stephen A. Smith, I think the chaos he creates, I absolutely love Stephen A. Smith, and that concludes my tier talk.
I had to think about it.
Transcendent.
Honorable.
Current.
Damn it.
Ball guy runs a 40. Alan Coward, Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith.
That's good.
Really good.
Got him.
I was solid. Okay,
Dictionary.
my list is a little fucked up here, but I'm going to do my best. My tier talk is best sports personalities, right? That's what we're doing. Or media personalities. My honorable mention is going to go to Cotton McKnight from Dodgeball. He doesn't say a whole lot, but when he says something, it steals the stage. It steals everything. It steals the stage. Everything he says brings some sort of substance to the game of dodgeball on ESPN The Ocho. That is why he is my honorable mention. My tier 3 is Rod McCurdy. You might be wondering who that is. And if you go back to a couple of tier talks before, when we talked about the best, most inspirational sports movie of all time, that is the man that commentates for the Halifax Highlanders in the movie Goon. He is incredible. He talks about when the Canadian national anthem is fucked up, calls it borderline treason. Hard-hitting journalism with him. He's always on his toes. He always knows what he's doing. Phenomenal individual. My tier 2 also is Pat McAfee. Like Will said, trailblazer, North Star, given a lot more people that were athletes the confidence to go do a podcast. And watching what he does, all those boys over there, the call, recall, AJ Hawk sitting there, always stoic and calm, barely breaks a smile anytime he talks. The whole show, absolutely incredible. My tier 1 is going to go to one of my favorite actors of all time. Plays a pivotal role in the movie Anchorman, and that is Wes Mantooth. In Anchorman 2, when he fucking has that cigarette in his hand, he goes, I know where I'm going when I die, so I sure as shit ain't worried about burning on earth. I know I butchered that a little bit, but my God, what a fucking line by him. It's sealed in my brain. So that is my tier talk.
Top heavy. One and two I really liked.
Fictional-ish.
Damn, that was my word.
Diverse.
Yeah.
Strong.
Fantasy.
Thanks, boys.
Fictional. What's another one? Synonym.
I mean,
Fake was my first. Fake, I can't say fake. That kind of comes off a little different. Ooh. Fantasy. That's going to hit. What's the opposite of reality? Fantasy. Well, boys, it's been a hell of a podcast.
It's been a podcast.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a podcast. For everybody who loves the pre-show to the show, this was just all of that without the interview.
It was an outstanding time. If you guys didn't have fun, that's too bad because we had a blast.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell, turn on your little notifications, leave comments. Tickets still on sale. Ohio State next Wednesday. And then we go to LSU, Fred's Bar. And then after that is Colorado, but we will be in Denver. All tickets are live. Go buy them. We'll see. fucking something just
You
was
almost throw
coming,
up?
bro. No, not throw up, but it was like an air throw up.
Oh,
A burp.
my
some
man
say.
was threw up oxygen.
Subscribe, rate 5 stars, do all this stuff. Tell your friends. Be a boy, tell a boy.
Yeah.
Big hugs, tiny kisses.